Hey, what's the crack? This is Oliver Keane, Oliver Keane Motion Design, and today I'm going to show you how to animate some simple type, so a full word, okay? I've showed you in the basic steps animating some type and stuff like that, but not like really anything special. I was using like presets and so on, but I want to actually type out some type, and we're actually going to break it up into shapes and play around with it and so on. So I'm going to show you right now what we're going to do. So this is the final result here. Yeah, you can see it's just like a bit of type. The word hello stretches in and it just animates really coolly. I'm going to show you how to make this right now. So let's jump in. Come up here to composition, new composition, and I'm going to call this full word and then make my composition 10 seconds. Okay. And then 1920 by 1080 and 30 frames per second. There you go. Press OK. We get here. So we have our full word comp here. I'm going to write out some type. So what we need to do is come up here to my text tool. See right here. And if you left click on that twice, you can see there's a little cross here. It's really small. If you up your size of your font right here, see right here, to a lot bigger. Now you'll see like a line in the middle. And I'm going to make my font, I'm going to make it like a really generic font that everybody has. So a lot of people have Arial. So I'm just going to go Arial bold, okay? And I'm going to write in the word hello. So HELLO. Okay. I'm only using this font because everybody has it probably, so it's a good font to use. I don't want to use anything special because sometimes people can have problems with fonts and so on. And I click this little button as well because this actually makes your, see this button here? It makes actually your font thicker, see? But I don't really want it too thick, see? Right there. So keep it that size. I have Arial bold, or use whatever font you want, okay? Or even go Arial regular. I'll use that actually because people probably have that more than bold. So if you highlight this with the text tool right here, okay? The text tool is right up here. And then if you up your font size, okay? So I want my font size to be quite big, okay? So right there. So I'm going to do it at around, I'm going to say 350 pixels, okay? And I want to actually line this up as well because this font right now is off center, you can see. You come up here and click on your selection tool and click on the word down here, hello. And then if you come up here to align, and then align it to the center with this button, and then align it to the center vertically like that, okay? So at least we have it right in the center. You can see here, my anchor point got off. See, it's really off. If you press Y, okay, and then hold down Command or Control while you're dragging it, so your anchor point, it'll snap to the center for you, see? Just snap it in, okay? Also, if you want to see the center of your composition, if you come here, and then if you go title action safe, it'll show you your center of your comp. I always use title action safe a lot so you can find out the center of my comp. And if you click on that, you can see my anchor point now is bang on in the middle because I moved it right there. There we go. We have the word hello. See? And what I want to do, okay, I want this word to stretch on and have a transition and so on, okay? So we have this typed out, okay, with the type tool, okay? So the character tool is right here. So we know it's Arial, we know it's regular, we know it's 350. I'm actually going to make it a bit wider as well in terms of like, I want the tracking to be a bit more, you know, wider, as you can see. I want my tracking here to say 60. I just want it to be a tiny bit wider because I think it's very close together. There you go. You actually can make this word hello into shape. So remember I showed you shape layers, coming up here and go new and shape layer. This actually will make your type a shape layer, okay? So you can play around with all these paths, you can play with all these shapes, and you don't have to worry about it, you know? So right click on the word hello, okay? Come up here to create and go create shapes from text, okay? So you click that, and what happens is the word hello is underneath and it's turned off, but then the outlines are right here, okay? You can't see the outlines because my color of my background is blue and my outlines colors are blue. If I go here to composition and go composition settings, turn the blue color to something so you can see the paths around. So I'm going to do this like something that's actually totally different, okay? I'm just going to go red. I know that's a lot, okay? I'm going to go here to like this kind of orangey brown color for a second, and I'm just going to click on this. So you can see right now, if you zoom in pressing Command or Control plus, you can see now when you zoom in, there's like paths around your text now. So now you have like actually control of the paths. So it's great. If you press Control or Command minus, it zooms in and out as well. It's a really good shortcut to know. So if you click on your hello outlines here, okay, see right here, and then if you click down, you can see here it's after splitting out my text into individual letters. See, we have H, we have E, we have L, L, O. And you can see we have all the little paths and the little points that we can animate and so on. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to click on the hello outlines here, and I'm going to press Command D to duplicate it, okay? And I'm just going to turn off the one underneath. So the hello outlines right here. And then I'm just going to drop this one down and go to contents and see where it says H. I'm just going to delete that. So if you press backspace, it's gone, okay? And then I'm going to come to my one underneath here, and then I'm just going to delete E, LLO. Okay, if you hold down Shift and when you click on one and then click on LLO at the same time and then press backspace, there we go. So now we've ELLO on their own, and if I drag that underneath here, I'm actually going to rename this. Okay, so if I press enter and I'll take off that 2, you don't need to call this outline anymore. I'm just going to call it ELLO, and then the one above and turn that one back on and turn the one underneath off, and I'm going to call this one just H. So I'm going to go enter and call that H. There you go. Okay, and the H, okay, you can see now right now the anchor point is off on the H that I don't like. So if you press Y again, click this and press Command or Control and drag it into the center of the H, see, and it'll actually snap for you. And it's good to keep everything all centered up and so on, because if you want to animate this or rotate it, at least its anchor point is going to be bang on in the center. I'm going to do the exact same actually with the ELLO, so I'm going to turn that back on, and then the anchor point is off here. So if you press Y again and then click on anchor point and then press Command or Control, and it'll snap to the center of this guy, see right there. So now we have these centered up and ready to go. What I want to do is animate in the H first. Okay, so I'm actually going to turn off the ELLO. Okay, so turn that off. I want the kind of right stem of this H, okay, this side, I want this to actually be out here and then it animates in. Okay, I'm gonna pop this down, pop down the H, and see now we have the H right here, and I click it down again and see we have the path right here. And this is great, okay, because now we can animate the path of this H really easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a keyframe right here, okay, with the stopwatch, and I'm going to drag this keyframe out to say 1 second, okay, so right there. I'm going to come back here, and this first one, okay, so if you come up here to the selection tool, okay, and highlight, left click and drag this side, okay, and then drag out, okay, and if you hold down Shift while dragging, okay, because like, see when I drag out, it does this, okay, but if you hold down Shift, see, it'll snap, see, so Shift will snap it back in, see, for you, and drag. So just drag along with Shift and bring it all the way out, we'll get this, okay. But what happens now, okay, if I click down here and I come back here and press play with spacebar, we get the H, you know, come in from the, you get the right side coming in, so you get a bit of animation. And I'm going to add in here and ease in, okay, or you can do easy ease if you want. So this is an easy ease in or ease in, and if you highlight these guys and go easy ease, depends really what kind of style you want. So there's an easy ease. I'm going to use easy ease on this for now. There you go, I get it stretching in. So what I want to do, okay, I want this side of the H, okay, to reveal the rest of the type, okay. So what I'm going to do, okay, it's a good thing to know, is turn back on the ELLO, okay. I want to pre-compose this, okay, because I want to have just like a wipe, you know, wipe it on. So what I'm going to do is right click this and go pre-compose, okay, and then, you know, call it whatever you want. I'm just going to keep it the same name, okay, and press OK. And now this is pre-comped, okay, and I'm going to turn on, see this little thing here, this is called continue rasterize. This is like, it keeps your type nice and clean all the time, so I would suggest anything like vectors and so on, just keep that continue rasterized. But it's a good thing to know, it keeps like your text sharp, because sometimes when you pre-compose things, it pixelates them outside, so just turn that on. It's a good tip to know for sure. Okay, I'm just going to mask this on. Basically I'm just going to use a mask, press this ELLO, and I'm going to double click the rectangle tool like that, okay, so you get like your mask outside. There's a mask right here, and I'm going to change the color of my mask so we can see it. I'm going to make it a purple, and I'm going to actually mask my text, okay, so I'm going to go mask path down here like that, drag this keyframe over, and then if you come back here and then if you left click and drag out here, and then if you hold down Shift while you're dragging, and then just bring it out here so we can actually start this transition, okay. But you can see now this transition isn't in sync, you know, you can see that. What you need to do basically is manually kind of go along and drag these keyframes over, okay. So if you come here and when that starts to come on, it's around there, so you need to drag these back. So basically you'll have to do a tiny bit of, you know, just moving around these guys to get it exactly what way you want. So come back here, and then come here. You know, this is a bit manual and so on, but like you can drag this one back. Might be some cases where you'll have to just drag back these keyframes. See? See, like there now I'm missing. They're right there, that's coming in fine. Just keep going along until that's fine, that's fine. The next one isn't fine, so you need to actually come in again and just drag over. Okay, and go over here. See, that one's not fine. You need to drag that one back over. Drag this one back over. So keep dragging over your mask a bit until you get exactly the look you want, you know. There you go. That one, good. There you go. So now you press play, you get your animation, see? There you go. So you see the H is revealing on the rest of your animation. See, it's really easy to do. You can see it, and what I want to do is add on a bit of extra animation to the ELLO. So if you pop in here to your ELLO, I'm kind of going to do the same thing as I did with the H, okay? So I'm going to come in here to the ELLO. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of extra animation to these guys, okay? So see the E here, I'm going to pop down here and see it's pat right here. I'm just going to click a keyframe here, and then I'm just going to drag over to say 1 second here, okay? And see the E here, I'm going to actually click your selection tool, pat here, come over to this side, and then just drag that one over, see? So I'm going to add a bit of extra animation to this, okay? So it's after adding a bit of animation out to this extra, see? So that E is kind of stretching in to that L. And that's what I want to do. I have like tiny bit of like this stroke is kind of leading into this one and then leading into the O. So there we have a bit of animation. Okay, and I'm going to add in easies to this as well. Come over here and go easies. There you go. And the same thing now with L. So this first L, come down here to the pat, drag that over to 1 second, and click on its pat here, drag it over here to this L, like that, and then you can see right now it'll have a bit of extra animation. Let's see. And I'm just gonna ease that too. Right click it, ease, okay. And then the exact same thing with the other L. Pop it down here, the pat, and then drag that one over, and then go back here, and then click these guys and drag it over, but hold down shift. And it's kind of, this is going to hit this one a bit, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to play around with it later on and so on anyway. And then like add some easies to this. So if you go easies, and if you play this back, you get a bit of animation, see? There you go. And I'll drag this up as well, okay? The O as well, but the O, this kind of O is kind of tricky, but we can see what we can do. So this inside O, okay, I'm just going to go pat here, and I'm going to drag this one over here. And what I'm going to do is click in here, okay, while dragging on this. See, like right now it's not doing anything, but then if you hold down Control or Command and Shift together, it'll constrain it to there. So I'm going to make this one very low like that, okay, and then it goes out, okay. So if you click back here, you can see it zooms up, and I'm going to put in some easies to that too. Yeah, so easies, and then if you play that back, you get this animation. See? We get a bit of extra animation on this. Really cool. See? If I press Command or Control A, letter A, and press U once, it actually collapses up all your keyframes and stuff, so you don't get all the information. There now we have, you know, this animating. If you press Tab on your keyboard, you can go back into your composition really quickly. I showed you guys this in the basic tutorials. If you go back to your composition, your main composition, right there to full word, or you can find it right here, or if you go back to your project, you can see full word up here. And now if I play this, okay, spacebar, so you get a bit of extra animation there, you know, kind of stretching in, see, extra. So that gives you a tiny bit like eased kind of looking animation and so on. So what I'm going to do is add in some extra background animation with this stretch, okay? So what I'm going to do is add in a solid, a background solid. So if you come up here to layer, go new, go solid, and then pick a color, okay? I'm just going to pick a blue, say something like this, okay? And press OK, and then go OK again, okay? I'm going to drag this underneath, okay? Everything, so I'll say here. We actually don't need this text layer anymore, but one thing I would say, okay, keep your text layers just in case, okay? And it's a good thing to do is see this little guy here. This is called hide shy layers. So see, hides all shy layers. When you click that, okay, it doesn't do anything the right way. But if you press this little man here, this is the shy button, and it hides layers in your timelines that you don't need, okay? So press that and it goes away for a while, but if you want it back, see this little button? Press that and it brings it back for you. So it's good to keep it just in case the client comes back and they're like, oh, I want to change a font or something like that, and now you've made it shape and you're like, oh no, at least you can get it back really, really quickly. We press U to see the H animation, and what I'm going to do is have the background wipe across when this is coming on. So if you press P, position keyframe, and then come along here and press in another one, okay? The last one here, I'm going to actually drag the background off, so bring it off right here. And I'm going to add some easy ease, okay? Right click it and click easy ease. There you go. And then if we play this back with spacebar, you get a bit of animation. See? And what I like to do as well, okay, so like the background is a bit too fast, so I'm just going to drag it off a bit here and then have it come on a bit like that. As you see, it's not really matching my speed of my H. So I'm just going to drag it around roughly till exactly what I want, okay? Okay, so you get that like animation coming on with the blue background. But what I want to do is add another color. So if I come over here to your blue and press Command D, and drag that underneath your background. Okay, and if you come over here to layer, go solid settings, and make this like a purple or something like that, or whatever color you want. Go okay, go new. And see here, if you press U, it's staggered the keyframes a bit, okay, in this one, okay? So pull this one over a bit so it doesn't match. And see what happens, okay? You get like a transition in the background, you see? You get like a staggered transition. And then do that again. If you click this one, press Command D, drag it underneath, change the color of this one as well to something, okay? So whatever color you want, the pink or red or whatever you want. I'm gonna go for a green. Be crazy with it just for today. And go new and press U on that again and just stagger over that keyframe so you can see it popping out there. See? And if you press play, you get different colors. See? And then like if you want these to be a bit more closer together, all you do is highlight these one, bring that one back, bring this one back. See? Whatever you want really. And then if you press play, see? You can get some cool transition kind of stuff going on. See? And also, my background is orange right now. I would recommend adding a background solid as well, just in case, okay? So go layer, new, solid, because if you go to render this, you don't have a actual background in this, and the background will go missing. So that's the thing that happened in the older After Effects. This wasn't a problem, but now it is in the last couple of years. So do add background color for sure. So whatever you want. I'm just going to pick kind of similar enough orange to what I have, or something even more fun, and go okay. And I'm just going to drag that underneath. I'm just going to call this one BG background. There you go. So then if you press play on that, this is what you get. Get a bit more cooler animation. See? And a good thing to do now as well is I'll show you like a little trick, okay? So this looks a bit plain, the text, okay? I'm going to add in a bit more extra stuff to this as well, okay? Yeah, I'm going to do some more cool things with this, okay? So these are the background kind of wipes and so on, so I'm just going to leave them there for now. You can name them if you want, but you know by kind of the color. But like what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pre-compose this word hello, okay? So if you come up there to H, and then if you hold on shift and click on both of them at the same time and right click and then go pre-compose and just call this hello main. We know it's the main animation, or just go animation, okay, and press okay, and at least we know that's the main animation up there, okay? And like okay, we have this going like this, okay? I want to add a tiny bit more crazy stuff to this, okay? So I want stagger animation of the hello as well. So I'm going to actually duplicate this hello with Command D, okay? And what I'm going to do, okay, is add a color to this guy, okay? So I'm going to add an effect, okay? So come up here to your effects panel and go fill, okay? And then add in generate fill, okay? It's going to make it red for a second and then make it a different color, okay? Something that's going to stand out. A red, because red's not in there, okay? Actually a bit more of a pastel-y red, so you get some type of cool look to it, okay? There you go. And then I'm going to drag this one underneath, okay? And then I'm going to stagger this, okay? And if you press play, you're getting this like really weird trippy stuff going on. See, you're getting an extra color in behind, see? So we have hello coming on in a different way. And then do that again. Press Command D, drag this one underneath, stagger it again, okay? And this one, I'm gonna add a different color up to this, okay? So something different again. I don't know what color we're gonna pick now. I'll do a darker, hey, do it blue, and like a darker blue, like that, okay? And then if you bring it back and press play again, see, you get a different animation going on, see? There you go. And then it animates on. And the main hello, okay, I want the main hello to actually flicker a bit, just like color wise while it hits, okay? But right here, if you come up here to fill again, okay, and add a fill, it's gonna go red straight away, see? Turn this back to white, okay? And then right here, and then see here it has color keyframe, see, the stopwatch, click that one, okay? Press U then on your layer, like that, okay? This is actually really handy because you actually can change the color while it comes in, okay? So I'm gonna make it white at the end, and then while it's stretching in, I'm gonna make it a different color, okay? I'm gonna make it a different color, say, I'm gonna pick it, and I've nearly used every color now at this stage. So I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna make it you know, I'll make it a blue again, so it looks kind of trippy, but a pastel-y blue, you know. There you go, okay. And now watch what happens. Press play, turn into your blue color. So we'll drag back the keyframes a bit until you get exactly what you want. See? It just makes it a bit more cool and so on, see? I'm actually going to give it a little flicker when it comes on to white as well. So if you click here, keyframe here again, and then I'm going to make it turn to pink for a second, or purple, and then it's going to come back then to, and then kind of come to a tiny bit over here, and then I'm going to make it go back to, I'm actually going to make it go to red for a sec, or pink, and then I'm going to come back here and then make it come back to white. It kind of flickers when it settles, so we get like a cool kind of flickering look to it. Watch. See? But now those keyframes are way too slow. So if you highlight these guys and then hold down Alt, okay, and the last keyframe, and then pull them back like that, and then when it comes on, and then drag them back again where you want, and then you press play again and see what happens. See, and you get more flicker. But then I want actually these keyframes to be a bit closer to each other, so bring them in, bring that one in as well, so they're a bit more close, so you get more of a flicker. See, like that. If you press play again, you get this animation. See? And then, yeah, it's a bit too fast now. You can keep playing around until exactly what you want. There you go. So you get hello coming in. So there you go, guys. That's how to animate really quickly some type. So, you know, just to show you how to like stretch type and play around with like different areas of type and so on. Just a beginner's project to doing that. So yeah, it's really easy. You can play around with yourself. There's a lot more techniques you can do definitely with the type, but I don't want to go too far into it because this is a beginner's project. It's not an advanced or an intermediate project. This is just showing you, you know, the basics. So guys, in my next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to animate some shapes with blending modes. So I'm looking forward to showing you that one, guys, because it's going to be loads of fun. So see you guys in that next tutorial and have a nice day. Bye bye.